One of the most important decisions that parents have to make in early labor is when to go to the hospital or birth center. And the reason that's such a critical decision is that there's often no one really to advise them. Sometimes they can call the hospital and ask, when should we come in? Sometimes there's a doula present who can give them advice on it. But generally, they're supposed to time it perfectly so that they don't get sent home. And one of the fears that many parents have is that they're going to decide to go to the hospital. They turn up there and they're told, well, you're not in labor yet, so you have to go home. And that is a devastating decision for many parents. They sometimes feel misunderstood or angry, frustrated. And so I'd like to give you a few guidelines that will avoid that. And one of the things, of course, is to check with your care provider and find out what guidelines they want you to follow before coming into the hospital. And that depends on your physical condition, your health, their own opinions, how far you live from the hospital, etc. But the other thing that could be very important is understanding that that labor progresses and that you want to try to nail down the right degree of progress before you go in. And there are two common numerical indicators. One is called 511 and one is called 411. And 511 means that you would go to the hospital when your contractions are 5 minutes apart, lasting a full minute each, and they've been like that for an hour. 411 means that your contractions have been 4 minutes apart, lasting 1 minute each for 1 hour. And when people are very picky about that and are timing their contractions carefully, not every single contraction for a whole day, but 5 or 6 contractions in a row, periodically throughout the day and even the night if necessary, then they often can pick up the time when it is best for them to go. And what a relief to come in and be told that was a good decision, you ought to be here. So the best way to do that, we used to use a watch with a second hand and a pencil and paper and try to keep track. But now, thanks to the internet, we have apps available. There are many of them that give you methods for tracing your contractions and making that decision. Many are free, some you pay for, but many are free and they're excellent. And so you should investigate those and even practice with them. In my childbirth classes, we practice. I have one of my assistants being the uterus, and she says contraction begins, and then the students are supposed to use their apps, and then she tells them when the contraction ends, and we figure out if it's over the period of the class, if it's time to go to the hospital or not. But that's an important decision, and I hope that you will do the homework necessary to help you make a good decision.